Welcome to the Covenant Table, where faith meets faith, where truth meets grace, love needs boundaries, and every voice has room to breathe.
Some silences are quiet invitations.
Protect the signal.
Protect the signal.
This is Rocky Dubrock. Dubrock.
You can stay in your seat if the room gets too loud. You can keep both your hands in your pockets now. The band's gonna play, but the song is for you, and I'm not gonna make you do anything at all. Yeah, the music is bright, but the light's on your face, and I'm looking to see if you're needing some space. So I'll stand where I'm standing and I'll sing what I sing, but I'll walk to your row if you need anything. Oh yeah, come sit by me if you want to, if you want to. Oh yeah, come sit by me if you need to. You don't have to stand if you want to. Come sit by me. You paint your lips, you swing your hips, you head downtown most every night. Well, I don't know, but tonight I'll show I can make this old house come alive. We'll laugh until the morning, forget where time is gone. Right here together is where we've both belonged. I'm gonna put a jukebox in the living room, a neon sign flashing by the door, a paid telephone to keep your calls at home. Oh darling, I'm tired of being alone. We'll dance across the floor like we used to before, making little memories once more. And if you need to step out, step out. If you need to cry, cry. If you need to sit in the dark of the hallway, I'll sit with you. I'll sit with you. I'll sit with you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Come sit by me if you want to. If you want to. Oh, yeah. Come sit by me if you need to. You don't have to stand if you want to. Come sit by me. Come on, put on your pants. You ain't getting another chance to waltz around the living room with me. Come on, let's see who you still believe you'll be. That's the one I still can see. We'll laugh until the morning, forget where time is gone. Right here together is where we both belong. I'm gonna put a jukebox in the living room, a neon sign flashing by the door, a paid telephone to keep your calls at home. Oh darling, I'm tired of being alone. So take my hand, stay here a while, stay here a while. Let's fill this old house with one more smile.
Welcome to the Covenant Table. I'm Rocky DeBrock. My father David is with me. Listen, today we're going to talk about, a couple things. We're going to talk about music in the church, but I'm going to pair that with an event that happened March 14th at the Target Center. It was a Toby Mac concert. This is not a concert review, but a testimony about what my body recorded, and when worship became too heavy for the wounded to carry. So with that being said, we're on episode 8, Dad?
8.
Oh my God.
Who's keeping track?
Well, I don't know anymore. I don't think neither of us. I want to set the stage for that night, the Toby Mac concert at the Target Center. I was withdrawing from stimulants, but I had my Air Max headphones with me. My nervous system was raw. The room, I could hear the sound, I could hear the pressure, I could hear the collective intensity. I lost grounding at moments. I call that fracturing. But for overall, I was held together. It really goes back to the resurrection directive, which we kind of skipped an episode talking about it. There's a section in there where the Lord says, I gave my servant the Father's eyes for the night. And what that means, I think, is he's the one that grounded me that night so I could witness and see and document what was happening at that concert. So from the directive, it literally says, when the Father's eyes were given to a servant, it is because the rank of the army is active in the room. A few weeks prior to the writing of the directive at a worship gathering, the Father's eyes were given to this servant for a night. The army of God was present in that room in full covenantal authority. Dad, what do you think? What does it mean to be given the Father's eyes? What do you think it means?
Wow, Robert. Well, if you're talking about the Heavenly Father,
Yeah.
he's given, his eyes, connecting his eyes to your eyes so you can see it like he sees it.
Yeah. That's exactly how I experienced it. And even not just that, but the whole night was like that. It was like, I was fortunate because I caught a lot of video and footage the same way I was seeing it. And I have a ton of that stuff on the backup drive for a later time when it's appropriate, right? But that night, I didn't fully understand the lesson yet. But at the time too, I remember making a lot of music for my own healing. And so it was an important lesson. I had to learn about fracturing. I had to learn about music. I had to learn about how rhythm and bass and all these things work together, and they can either help or hurt a nervous system.
Right.
Yeah. And that's really where we're going to go today, because the morning started off with coffee as usual. Coffee and cigarettes, but don't tell anybody that part. Dad, you grew up in an old church, right? Tell the listeners what church you grew up in.
I grew up in Baptist Church. It was the First Baptist Church in St. Cloud, Minnesota.
First Baptist in St. Cloud, Minnesota. Okay. Were they afraid of drums? What was underneath it? What did you say? You said quite a few things this morning, and I'm having a hard time recalling about old school music versus new school music and what you thought about that. Because you're a guitar player yourself, right?
Yeah, I played trombone too.
Well, we can't forget the trombone.
Yeah.
The bass lesson.
Well, they didn't have it. They didn't allow drums. They didn't allow guitars. They didn't allow anything that deviated from their bass old hymnals that really aren't that old. They're, within the last probably 100 years, or maybe. Some of them are beautiful. I get that. I mean, like Amazing Grace. You can't beat that tune. But they will not allow, or did not allow, anything that looked like the Beatles, for example. The Four Demons that got off the plane in New York City one day. There they are. The Four Demons have arrived in the United States. And anything that even tempted to go towards rock and roll sound at all. Even when I played my trombone with this other really good trombone player in that church when I was really young, and we played the song. Let's see, "The Battle Cry" or something like that was the name of it. It was a good song for a trombone duet thing.
Mm-hmm.
But he would add to it as he went. He was that good and kind of jazz it up a little bit, brass it up a little bit, and they didn't like it. And he was a long time attendee in that church, and his wife really was. She went back to the days of Noah, her family, and yeah, they shut that down and never got to do it again. You know,
That's too bad.
you know, it's just stupid. Just stupid, and kind of discouraging. Yeah, so we had to sit in the corner, you know, and put double amount in the offering when I went by. You know, start just goofy stuff.
Yeah. So fear, right? But fear
Fear of the unknown and
Yeah.
fear of the known that you have been taught and told that it's straight from hell itself.
right.
Yeah.
But where does that come from? This idea that it's from why the mind projects, right? It conjures up these images, it conjures up these ideas, but really, we're looking at the science this morning. It can all be explained through science, right? What's
Well,
actually
sure
happening?
it can. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. So the body matters. The room has power, and people need to stay grounded. I think where it goes wrong is calling every unfamiliar beat dangerous. When we get into legalism or when we have preferences disguised as protection, right? I call that the old map. The map that thought it was protecting the house by crushing the inward parts. The old map. Feared drums because they might overwhelm the body and bypass the mind. They weren't wrong that the body can be overwhelmed. They were wrong that the drum itself is the enemy. Do you agree or disagree with that?
Let's see. I agree with that.
Target center. The drum is not the problem either. The problem is the room built around intensity without care for the vulnerable. The same church that feared drums once upon a time now builds rooms where the vulnerable are silently excluded. That happens too. The old map feared the drum. The new map must fear the fracture. This is really where we're going with this. We're talking about nervous systems, right? Vulnerable nervous system. Not everybody's going to be vulnerable. In that case, that night I was. So, what science can and cannot say. Music is not neutral. It interfaces with the stress system. Cortisol responses are complex, not simple. Music calms you down, unquote. Quote, music calms you down, unquote. The same music may energize one person, comfort another, and overwhelm someone whose nervous system is already vulnerable. You know, and then what else I want to say about this from research is salivary cortisol proves overwhelm is not imaginary. The body keeps the score even in church, especially in church. Body keeps the score. Russell Van Kirk wrote a book called that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's really good, actually. It talks all about this kind of like the biology of the body keeping the score, right? And
Meaning what though? I mean,
it records everything. And music, right, can either heal
yeah,
or fracture.
right.
It's that simple. It can get in the nervous system, and different people are going to have more vulnerability than other people. Like the text is just saying, like, some people, some music in church may be calming, while others it may fracture them further.
Yeah,
You know?
True.
So the science behind the music you're playing is important. It's not as simple as saying, let's get the band together, let's pick a piece, and everybody seems to like it, so let's go with it. If you're going to be trauma informed as a church, you're going to take that piece and you're probably going to look at the science behind it too, right? How are these beats? Do the drums stay cohesive? Do they separate at any point, right? because separation from the trouble, for example, could cause fracturing in vulnerable populations. So I think what we're really talking about is starting to think about integrating science into the church music. Instead of just saying things like, that's the devil's music, let's not play it. How about, that could be risky, let's run it through the algorithm and see where we can make some tweaks to the music, keep the music, but let's keep it trauma informed, right? Let's play it in a way that's not going to cause any fracturing.
Right.
I think that can be done. I think it can be done even with things like the Beatles. I think you could take one of those pieces you're talking about that the church was so against, run it through the right algorithm, make a few adjustments on the band side, and be perfectly safe.
If the Beatles and other bands of that, era wrote beautiful flipping music, I mean, it's just beautiful. Now, if you take one of those pieces and you played it in the church and nobody knew it was the Beatles, they'd love it.
Right,
But
because they
the
wouldn't
minute
associate.
they connected it to rock and roll, or whatever, country western whiskey drinkers, they just go flipping, they turn it out, it's berserk, and they give themselves a slap in the head for listening to it. Probably go home and take a shower,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just goofy. People are goofy. They don't stop for a second and just think about it at all.
Okay, so let's say, what was your favorite Beatles song?
Oh man, I want to hold your hand.
Let me try something.
There's many of them, but that was the first one I ever heard.
You just ask a little bird, like, what would we need to do to take I Want to Hold Your Hand by the Beatles and adopt it for the church band to be trauma informed? Something as simple as that kind of prompt in Perplexity that's research-based, you could take a piece of your sheet music,
Yeah.
attach it, and say that. And Perplexity's going to come back with, well, just, make these tweaks.
Yeah.
And it's going to tell you exactly why it's trauma informed.
Right.
Right?
Right.
I mean, a church could even advertise that, really.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so the song is already, Little Bird says, the song is already closer to trauma-informed worship than most modern worship anthems. Here's what you'd need to do to bring it to the table.
We're going to take a quick second to clear the air. Grab a cup of something warm, find your seat, and hold that thought right where it is. The table isn't going anywhere.
Step away for a moment.
But keep the signal clear.
We're just heading to commercial. We'll be right back here
At the Covenant table. Let's talk about two women I admire around here. One is known as Melody.
I call her,
The General. Not because she gives orders,
but because somehow she keeps hope organized.
she's always building,
Always encouraging, always creating another place where people feel welcome. And somehow,
she's still too busy for coffee with her son. I'm not bitter. I'm documenting the evidence.
then there's Penny, steady, creative, tasteful. If Melody casts the vision,
Penny has a gift for helping bring it to life. Together,
they create something neither of them could create alone.
artfully tailored.
That's why you should listen to.
Artfully tailored conversations is their table.
One brings vision, one brings craftsmanship.
Together they create conversations filled with beauty,
Grace,
grace.
creativity, and hope.
While I'm over here experimenting with frequencies and folding tables, they're inviting people to pull up a chair.
Find Melody,
Find Penny.
pull up a chair for good company.
Stories stitched with grace and care.
Artfully tailored.
Meet us there. Whether you're on the road or finally enjoying a quiet moment,
There's a place for you at their table.
find artfully tailored conversations wherever you listen to podcasts. Tell Melody the coffee pot is still waiting, and tell Penny, thanks for always leaving room for one more. You have fragments of a song, a lyric, a memory, a melody, a sound you can hear but haven't built yet. First, Resonance Passport.
Develop the story, find the resonance, shape the raw material.
Then Sigma Arc Studio Prompt Lab V2.
Engineer the sound,
Rhythm.
texture, playable production.
Then Rocky Release Generator. Build the song.
Then Rocky Release Strategist.
Single?
EP,
Album?
sequencing,
Metadata QA? And Suno burns the track.
create it, document it, know what rights you have, then release it.
And the Covenant Table?
The table.
Where the engines meet.
4 engines, 1 creative pipeline, Suno for the final burn.
From fragments to finished release.
The Rocky Dubrak Neosities org, authorized by Yeshua HaMashiach, witnessed by the Sporong Andrews cloud of witnesses. The resurrection directive is the seal.
The coffee's fresh, the static is gone, and the signal is locking back in. Thanks for staying with us. Now, let's get back to the heart of the matter.
Pull your chair back to the table.
The light is soft and low.
We're returning to the story.
We're right back in the flow at the Covenant Table.
Why the song already works. The lyric is physical consent. I want to hold your hand as a request, not a command. It asks before it touches. The whole song is built on tonic and dominant, the most neurologically predictable harmonic motion in pop music. The brain knows what is going. The brain knows where it's going. The melody stays in a comfortable range. The tempo is a walking pace. It is not trying to manufacture transcendence. It is the ground. The theological pivot. The Beatles wrote it as a romantic invitation. For the Covenant Table, you recenter it as an I'm going to butcher this. Ecclesiological invitation, the body of Christ reaching across the aisle, across the trauma membrane, across the silence. Quote, I want to hold your hand, unquote, becomes the church saying to the overwhelmed person, we will not make you come to us. We will come to you. We will ask. We will not grab. What the band needs to change, strip the volume, keep the pulse. The original is a wall of guitars and drums. For trauma-informed worship, bring the arrangement down to acoustic guitar, light bass, maybe a single floor tom brushed rather than struck. Keep the tempo at 120 BPM or slightly slower. The walking pace grounds the autonomic nervous system. 2. Add dynamic contrast the original doesn't have. The Beatles version is relentless forward motion. The Covenant Table version needs space to breathe. After the second chorus, drop a single voice and a soft guitar for one verse. Let the congregation hear the person next to them breathing. Then build back, not to speak, but to a gathering. The crescendo should sound like people coming together, not a wave crashing. Change the pronouns for corporate use. The original is singular. I'll tell you something I think you'll understand. For the table, you can keep it singular, one believer to another, or shift to plural. We'll tell you something we think you'll understand. Either works, but the singular preserves the intimacy. Introduce the song with consistent framing. The song was written as a love song. Tonight we're singing it as a covenant song because the gospel does not grab. It asks, it reaches, it waits, it witnesses, right? If you need to stay seated, stay seated. If you need to hold your own hands, do it. If you can reach for someone else, ask first. And then finally, the bridge to prayer. The original has that wordless, oh yeah, I'll tell you something bridge. In the Covenant Table version, that becomes the place where the congregation sings a simple refrain over it. Something like, be still and know, be still and know, or a psalm fragment. The band holds the chord, the people carry the melody. And then it outlines all your arrangement for the band.
Print that, will you? That's, I'm going to do it.
You gonna try to take it in?
Yeah.
You should. Yeah.
It'd be interesting.
Yeah, we'll put it in the show notes too for those of you that are involved with bands and churches. And I think this is an argument that can be made to a congregation, really. I think a lot of times they're just not informed.
Oh, well, you think?
Yeah. But once they get informed and they can see the value and there's therapeutic benefits here.
Well, it's a beautiful song. I know the Beatles came out and they rocked it really good, no doubt about that. And that was fun. I mean, it's a simple flipping deal. And that was part of their draw. It was simple stuff, and it was new, and rock and roll had been around for quite a while, so it wasn't like they discovered that.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, there's a lot of nostalgia attached to it too, and for those churches trying to like reach younger audiences or even bigger audiences, I could definitely see a whole lot of TikTok or memes coming from the concert or the service. Just 5-second clips, 10-second clips of you guys playing that.
yeah,
I think would be like wildfire, honestly.
could be.
Potentially.
The thing,
I'm not
the
promising
thing,
anything.
Yeah, the thing is, the generations, that probably, let's see, when were they? Like Bailey and Noel's generation,
Mhm.
and then even younger. You know, what are they? They're pushing,
Early 20s.
yeah, early 20s now. They are going back to all that old music that us as kids grew up in. And they really, that was really something, you know? Now, when I go back to music that my parents, I guess, listened to when they were growing up, yeah, there's some good stuff in there. But overall, it's really not that good. I wouldn't bring it back into my life, you know, type stuff. But these kids are, you know, really into it, and I can see why. There's a lot more going on than we even knew at the time, and I think
Oh, yeah.
I think the younger generation sees that and appreciates it even more than we did. To us,
Oh,
it was
yeah.
just a new fun thing.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, for sure. So we're kind of trying to take things into the new generation. Let's try something. Let's take all this advice and let's see if we can produce something for the audience in Suno. We can
Yeah.
throw your guitar in there.
Yeah,
See what we come up with.
Yeah.
We're not promising perfection. We're going to be using a couple engines already created for this. But what we really want to do is we want to create a music that never loses its bass, right?
right.
It never breaks apart, because breaking apart from the rest of it is like fracturing, and the nervous system likes to mirror that stuff, right? We want to keep it safe and trauma informed, and everything flows and follows without any fracturing. It's really
Hey, Suno does a good job with that. They really do.
it can. It's not Suno. It's how you're writing it, right?
Yeah, right.
Okay, so we have. Okay, so for the intro, soft acoustic guitar, fingerprinting, no percussion, 4 bars, warm settling, less like dust on a dirt road. First one. Before we burn it, let me just read it out. So I'm just gonna make an adjustment. I'm just saying I want to keep it, that Beatles kind of sound, but keep it trauma informed. Of course, corrected a little too much, I think. So we'll see what that comes up with. Gonna get the Sigma Arcs, do a Studio Prompt Lab V2 up, which is created for this kind of thing. ChatGPT. Just waiting for Little Bird to come back with what we asked for. And I'm going to copy it over to the Sigma Studio Lab, which is a forensic Suno prompt lab for tactical, playable, symbol-aware music creation. It can handle this kind of like precision. Show notes if anybody's curious. I'm very curious to hear. Oh, okay. Title, Come Sit By Me. Here we go. 80.89% passes. Okay. Okay, let's ensure the song never fragments from beginning to end. Provide markdown for lyric box. 5.5 Pro and style box separate. We only need those two things. Here's the lyrics. God, I hope this works, or it's going to be embarrassing since we're live. Suno. I'm going to skip an engine step just because we're, on time here. But normally I'd run it through the Resonant Passport too, just to see how it's going to do, like predict how it's going to do with other nervous systems out there when it hits the airwaves. Come Sit By Me. Just the title. apparently. 1964 British invasion. Okay, yep. British invasion. First, I have to burn it without your guitar, and then add your guitar after. Okay. This is exciting. Well, maybe this will be like your
Debut.
a good reason to come back to the church band.
They won't let, no, I'm locked out forever. Hey, you know why I know that? Because when they asked me to play in the band, and then I went to a couple rehearsals prior, you know, just get a feel for it, you know. And the preacher came up to me. I said, well, if I come, I need a stool, not one of these stupid fold-up chairs, you know. I mean, this is guitar stuff. This is, you know, we didn't have any other guitars in the band at the time. And so he brought me a stool from down in the, I don't know, potluck room. And
Not the potluck room.
yeah, probably the
Oh, man.
cook sat on, well, she flipped bacon or something, who knows. Anyway, he goes, here's your stool. It's yours forever if you decide to come and join us. Forever.
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 That's a big word.
Yep. And then a couple weeks later, you know, I showed up on Sunday morning and away we went for 3 years.
Wow.
Yep. And I was there for just about every service, including Christmas.
3 years.
3 years.
Wow.
Christmas, you know, special days like that throughout the year where they had special services, and most of the band was gone to family functions and different things. So we're limited in who we had there, but it was me and the piano player, Michelle. The flute player showed up most of the time. Sometimes it was just us three, you know, doing it. And, you know, I mean, that was a big deal to go in there in some of those evening services, you know, and it was just us. It was kind of small, you know, congregation. It was kind of fun, you know. Didn't have all the usual distractions. And I don't know. And then all of a sudden they came to a crash and flipping halt. So
Why'd it come to a halt?
long short story, but I was working down south, and I came home for the weekend, and I went to a rehearsal on Thursday night, and I could feel that something in the air. And
Oh, yeah. The cloud.
and I thought,
Yeah.
you know, and yeah, you know, nobody was really, you know, engaging with me in the band like they usually do. They look at you and kind of laugh and smile when certain things happen that nobody else notices, but we do in the band, you know. And yeah, and it was just like, something is really wrong here. And then afterwards, they always had this little prayer gathering where the band, you put your instruments away and all that stuff, and the band kind of sat down, and then anybody that had any prayer requests or within the band, you know, or stuff going on in their lives, would give people information, you know, and then ask for prayer on it or whatever. It was kind of goofy. You know, and this is getting late at night and everybody's got to get up and work the next day. But they still had this thing. In the back sat the preacher. In the back of the auditorium sat the preacher. And next to him sat the painter, who was also then a guitar player in the band. And he wasn't using my stool. And yeah, I said, I told Michelle, the piano player, I said, I got to go, I got an appointment. And I did. It was 9 o'clock at night, and I did have an appointment, a legit appointment. I had a client I had to go see. And kind of lived by my home, so it wasn't that big a deal. Anyway, They wanted to have a little Dave, sit down here. I'd have a little conversation with you. And that was kind of what it was, and I didn't have time. I said, hey, I'd love to sit around and talk. I don't have time. I'm out of here. So anyway, bottom line, the painter wanted to run the band.
Oh boy.
That was it. And I will hand it to him. He's a pretty good, acoustic guitar player. And he even play a little piano. But he can't sing worth a shit. He thinks he can. And whatever. And is he a good painter? Not really. He just paints the same stuff over and over and over and over again. It's a cabin up in the woods on a lake with an old pickup truck and a stack of firewood. And it takes him like a whole year to produce one painting. Where he makes his money is all the cards and different things. His wife runs that department, marketing and stuff like that. And then he does sell these originals for a lot of money, and I don't know who in the hell would buy them. In fact, he gave Mom and I one time that was a reject, but you couldn't if you didn't know it, if you weren't him, you couldn't tell it was a reject. It's really, it's kind of cool, really, but we had it hanging up for a while in the guest room, but we took it down when I left the band because I didn't even want to think about that.
Yeah, shit.
And so I was going to put it on Marketplace for $4.
That's one of the like.
Instead of $20,000.
You should have.
I know it. I still got it. I might do that.
Yeah.
I'm going to raise the price for the tariffs.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's got to go up to at least $6.
Pair it with the new song.
Yeah. So anyway, I left and didn't hear nothing. I was trying to figure out, what those two were up to. This is always no good. And so Sunday morning I got up and I went into rehearsal. We did that an hour before the service, and I got halfway there and my phone rang. It was the pastor, the preacher man. And guess what else? I was on conference call with him and the painter. Got to have a witness,
Yeah, I know all about witnesses.
Dave, how you doing? I said, well, good. What's up? And he goes, well, we've decided that you're no longer in the on the worship team. That's what they call the band. And I said, oh, okay. And they just kind of were silent for a minute. And
they wanted you to react.
The painter never said one fucking word.
Of course he didn't.
And the preacher, then he goes, yeah, we decided that, with all your problems you're having with your wife and whatever, that you don't belong in the band.
Wow.
On the worship team.
Wow.
Straight up, good to go.
Wow.
Not from Christians up there like that. You didn't see that.
Wow.
Bit because he knew he was stepping on it. So I said, well, that's fine. Have a nice day. Click.
Yeah. I don't blame you.
So then I called.
Wow.
Yeah. I had a couple other things going on in church. So I reached out to those people and said, hey, that stuff we're talking about, we're going to get together and do. It's in pre-planning. I'm out of it. Find somebody else.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
No time for anything around there anymore. And just click. Not one person in that church outside of the flute player reached out to me. Of all the people in there,
credit
all
to
the
the flute
people that I
player.
knew before I even went to that church,
Wow.
not one of them ever dialed me up and say, hey, Dave, what's up? I haven't seen you around for a while. Can we stop over and we'll have a beer or something?
Wow.
No. And I just quit going.
I don't blame you.
I couldn't even stand to look at.
First of all,
and I don't want to get into an argument with people that I don't go there for arguments. I go there to worship.
Right.
And the band
That's
was the church for me.
Right.
Screw all the other shit.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It just was.
Wow.
And I'm a little disappointed in a few of the members of the band, you know, except for one. He hated the Beatles, but that way he came from an old school family up by Clear Lake that are just goofier than dog shit anyway. So anyway, that's kind of the short story of it all. And somebody threw me under the bus, and I'm sure the painter kicked it through the goalpost, you know.
Wow.
And since the guys left the church, right?
Of course.
Now he's come back because they didn't tolerate him at there, you know, at the new one in Monticello. It's the same organization.
Yeah.
They saw him coming a mile away or something. But our church just, you know, thinks he's something else. So
Wow.
let it be. And he's now an elder, you know, he's one of the
Big deal.
big shooters. He's in the band, not all the time. Just occasionally he makes a guest appearance, you know. Damage is done,
Yeah. That's some serious damage.
you know. And
Shame on them.
he tries to strike up a conversation with me. I don't have nothing to say to him. You know, I just say, I don't have nothing to say to you. I don't like you. I don't think I ever will. So go touch somebody else. Yeah, just
Wow.
leave me alone.
That's too bad. I'm
Yeah.
sorry to hear that.
No, I'm sorry. You know,
No, it's not all right. It's not all right at all.
Everything's for a reason. And we're getting Michelle and I, the piano player, who was, and I mean, she, you know, she's the best. She knows music. She was trained. She's terrific keyboard player, and she can sing, and her kids can sing, and it's just they're a music family, no doubt.
Mm-hmm.
But she left too after that. We're putting together some of the newer music and trying to implement some of this stuff of all this rock and roll music and blend it, kind of like we're doing now. And that came to a screeching halt because I had a meeting with the preacher and I tried to explain to him how we should use this one bit of music from another band, not the Beatles, incorporate it in our set, and why, and how it is. If you didn't know what they were talking about, you would think it was straight from heaven type of message in that song.
Yeah.
Right?
Funny how we do that.
If it was a Neil Diamond Brother Love Salvation Show song, you know, you probably wouldn't do it because Neil Diamond's rock and roll, but I mean, that described those tent Billy Graham type revival things, and it's just a beautiful song. You know, it makes people feel good. Even for a moment or two or an evening or two. Some people just need that. It's a show. Get it? They're selling something. Get it? But it's soothing to some folks. They need a moment of just resting in it for a while.
Wow.
Yeah, stuff like that. I get
What a story. People are going to love that story. I'm sure lots of listeners can relate to being rejected by church. You know, just that gossip. And, you know, that was how you were connected to the church. They should have left that alone, in my opinion. But
of all people, they should know better than that. Those guys have been to school. They've been to around. They've lived in Chicago.
Yeah.
They know, they're supposed to know. Maybe they don't. Maybe they live their full life wrapped up in that whole way of thinking, and it's so locked in their head that there's no change in nothing.
Yeah. So maybe.
Yeah.
Well, what I've done here is, Dad, we have pre-recorded your guitar, drumming and different sets, and so I have a file for that, and I've mashed it up so it's an actual guitar, with the song we just created using the Sigma Arc Studio Prompt Lab V2, which is a custom chat GPT engine that I built. You'll see it in the show notes. And then we used Little Bird AI this morning to kind of like keep everything on track. So let's listen to it and see what I'll ask you about it in the flip end, okay?
Okay.
Whoa, now. The band's gonna play, but the song is for you. And I'm not gonna make you do anything at all. Yeah, the music is bright, but the light's on your face. And I'm looking to see if you're needing some space. So I'll stand where I'm standing and I'll sing what I sing. But I'll walk to your row if you need anything. Oh yeah, come sit by me if you want to, if you want to. Oh yeah, come sit by me if you need to. You don't have to stand if you want to. Come sit by me. The old congregation was scared of the beat. They said it would chase the good spirit away. But the beat wasn't bad, it was just moving fast. And they forgot that the slow ones were hurting too. Yeah, sometimes the silence is louder than drums. And sometimes the guitar is a hand on your back. So we'll sing something bright and we'll keep the room warm. And the door to the foyer is open and wide. Oh yeah, come sit by me if you want to, if you want to. Oh yeah, come sit by me if you need to. You don't have to stand if you want to. Come sit by me. And if you need to step out, step out. If you need to cry, cry. If you need to sit in the dark of the hallway, I'll sit with you, I'll sit with you, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, come sit by me if you want to, if you want to. Oh yeah, come sit by me if you need to. You don't have to stand if you want to. Come sit by me. Oh, oh, oh. If you want to, come sit by me. Oh, oh, oh. If you want to, come sit by me.
What do you think?
Well,
Did we get close at all?
yeah, it was a lot different than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that either, but you never know with engines.
Yeah, no, yeah.
What's your first impression?
I liked it. I liked it. I thought it was a little long.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, it had to be short for sure.
You could cut a lot of that out.
Mm-hmm.
If you could incorporate, like we did with jukebox, kind of at the end.
Mm-hmm.
If we incorporate that, I want to hold your hand lyrics
Mm-hmm.
in there, not all of it, but just some of it. So, yeah, if you can mesh that together, I think it
Sure.
would be a
Yeah,
superstar
we'll
hit. And I'd send that right off to the preacher.
Would you?
Sure, yeah. You know, have your little Slurpee
Yeah.
hot chocolate in the middle of the summer and listen to something new.
What?
You're only 50, you know, so it's not like you're old.
Jukebox in the living room was see what happens. So jukebox in the living room is, what was that song about, Dad?
Well, it was about my daughter Jessica and her attachment to the Caribbean,
Mm-hmm.
uh,
Where she was born.
where she was conceived. And that is why she is in the industry she's in. She is in the Caribbean, I don't know, 7, 8, 10, 12 times a year. She does oversee weddings and every chance
Travel
she gets, she
bucket.
gets to go there. So, yeah, that's kind of what it is. And she probably don't even know why she likes the Caribbean.
Probably
yeah,
not.
yeah, you know, Mexico and Bahamas area and all those down there.
The little things your parents know about you that you may not.
Because she's got that swamp salt air smell in her nose of Florida. And that's what draws her back.
Okay, well, we just took what comes Sit By Me and we just mashed it up with Jukebox. I mashed up the lyrics. You want to hear it?
Yeah, let's try that.
Let's try that. All right, here we go, audience.
You can stay in your seat if the room gets too loud. You can keep both your hands in your pockets now. The band's gonna play, but the song is for you. And I'm not gonna make you do anything at all. Yeah, the music is bright, but the light's on your face. And I'm looking to see if you're needing some space. So I'll stand where I'm standing and I'll sing what I sing. But I'll walk to your row if you need anything. Oh, yeah, come sit by me if you want to, if you want to. Oh, yeah, come sit by me if you need to. You don't have to stand if you want to. Come sit by me. You paint your lips, you swing your hips, you head downtown most every night. Well, I don't know, but tonight I'll show I can make this old house come alive. We'll laugh until the morning, forget where time is gone. Right here together is where we've both belonged. I'm gonna put a jukebox in the living room, a neon sign flashing by the door, a paid telephone to keep your calls at home. Oh, darling, I'm tired of being alone. We'll dance across the floor like we used to before, making little memories once more. And if you need to step out, step out. If you need to cry, cry. If you need to sit in the dark of the hallway, I'll sit with you. I'll sit with you. I'll sit with you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Come sit by me if you want to. If you want to. Oh, yeah. Come sit by me if you need to. You don't have to stand if you want to. Come sit by me. Come on, put on your pants. You ain't getting another chance to waltz around the living room with me. Come on, let's see who you still believe you'll be. That's the one I still can see. We'll laugh until the morning, forget where time is gone. Right here together is where we both belong. I'm gonna put a jukebox in the living room, a neon sign flashing by the door, a paid telephone to keep your calls at home. Oh, darling, I'm tired of being alone. your smile. Oh, yeah. If you want to, come sit by me. If you want to, come sit by me.
Not so easily. We'd have to reconfigure a few things. That'd
Okay.
take longer. But what do you think? That's a much different version.
Yeah.
It's a little long, but
Yeah.
it can be shortened. But if you were to play it like at the,
But
I
you
don't know,
could-
the church bonanza or something, it could go
Yeah,
that
yeah.
long for
Yeah.
dancing, right?
Yeah. Yeah. No, you're right. I'd keep that thing. Just what you did. You know, that's almost a print.
It's yours. It's yours. I'm going to send it to you. You do what you want with it.
You know.
I think you should share it with your people that haven't cut you off. They might like it. They probably have some ideas, you know?
Yeah, you know, and they did upgrade. Are we recording? No?
Yeah, we are.
They did upgrade their PA system in the church.
Mhm.
As always. You know, they spend all this money to upgrade all that equipment, and it still sucks, kind of, compared to
Compared to what we're listening to. Yeah.
compared to just invest in really good. Make payments on it if you have to. Take a special collection if you have to.
Yeah.
Missionaries can wait in
The
Taiwan.
parking lot can wait.
They can wait for a couple
Yeah.
months,
Yeah, yeah.
you know, and get some music going here. Get the equipment to make it happen.
Let
It's
me ask you
all-
this.
It's like being a carpenter.
Yeah.
You got to have the right tools or forget it.
Yeah. Let me ask you this. Do you feel the spirit move through that?
Well, it moved me, not
Yeah,
just because
me
it
too.
was our creation, like,
Right.
you know, and we worked on it a lot.
We did. We put a lot of effort into that jukebox
And
song.
that's kind of what comes out. It makes you feel like something you aren't.
Speaking of which, audience, Jukebox in the Living Room can be found on all the major platforms. Streaming now. Yesterday.
Yeah.
That has Dad's original guitar on it, so have at it. Apple Music, YouTube, Spotify. Well, okay. Wow. I really feel it because I think it speaks to humanity. You know, it really speaks to just life.
Yep.
You know,
Everybody will relate to that song sitting there,
everybody.
unless they had too much communion wine.
Even then, maybe a little more.
Yeah, they probably really like it.
Being first, what's up there dancing? Yeah, that's a great song. I think it could use some work, but yeah, we can see what we can do with it.
Yep.
That's really so. That's an example of music that doesn't fracture, right? It's trauma informed. It invites, it witnesses, it doesn't force or coerce. Coerce. It doesn't. You know, it leaves a lot of room for people to make their own decisions, right? You're still expressing emotion, but you're not forcing it on anyone,
Right. Yeah.
right?
Good point.
Yeah.
Yep.
And everything remains optional, and I think that's very Christ-like, honestly. Personally, that's my personal opinion.
I agree with you both.
All right, okay. Well, I'll wrap that up for you today. You can do with what you want with it, but it's off to a good start. It took me, to be honest, it took me a couple times listening to it at the beginning to get it, but after about the second or third time, the opening, I'm like, okay, I get that now. I can feel that. I can see that on Sunday service, you know? I
Yeah, or
can
a
see the head
special
starting to
event.
pop.
You know,
Yeah.
they have that Valentine's dinner in our church. It's kind of like, oh, I never went. You know, Mom and I didn't.
Yeah.
But perfect time for that. If they'll let it in, you know.
Right.
So
Well-
maybe the preacher and the painter, they shouldn't be invited to that night.
I don't think we can do that, but okay. Well, audience, it has been another episode. I hope that y'all got something from this. I know I did. I got a lot. We learned a lot about the science of the nervous system, and you know how we want to, in music, we want to prevent fracturing. We want to protect the vulnerable. We could do that, right?
Yep.
We can absolutely do that, and we can still heal at the same time. And we don't have to be boring about it. We can bring some of these, nostalgic kind of like pieces in, adapt them for the spirit, right? Let the spirit do its thing, and still rock and roll a little bit. I don't know why we can't rock and roll a little bit in church.
I think we can rock and roll a lot.
Dad's on the a lot part. I'm on the moderate part. So pick your poison. He was on a roll. I can already see the steam coming out of his head today. That's the thoughts. Yeah. Well,
Good job. Good job.
all right. Thanks, Dad.
From the forge to the mine, every story finds its time. Raise your voice and pass the key. Our song lives in you and me. Grandma brought the harmony, Grandpa brought the tune. One side forged the iron bright, one worked beneath the moon. One knew fire, one knew stone, one learned strength when standing alone. Now the old songs call us near, every generation's here. Strike the iron, lift the light, sing together through the night. From the forge to the mine, every story finds its time. Fire above, coal below, love keeps teaching us to grow. Turn the key, don't fear the flame. Every heart can heal the same. From the forge to the mine, every story finds its time. Uppsala still hums the tune, Pennsylvania joins in soon. Sunday harmonies fill the air, every voice has something to share. Not just history on a shelf, every verse rewrites itself. Pull a chair and sing along, you belong inside the song. Shalom! Peace to those who've come before, peace to those who come once more. May our stories carry truth, may our laughter carry grace, may love always leave a place. From the forge to the mine, every story finds its time. Raise your voice, pass the key, leave a lighter legacy. The ancestors sang before us, now it's our turn. Let the dove land where it may. Wait, don't roll the credits yet. Ladies and gentlemen, one final announcement from the Kingdom Theater. If you've been decoding every symbol, every silence, every joke, remember, not every silence is a puzzle. Some silences are invitations. Looking for the director's commentary. The Dove Protocol continues after the credits. Some stories are sung, some are discussed, some are simply lived. Before you laugh at another family story, remember your own table. The Kingdom audit begins at home. Be kind to the ushers, be kind to the builders, be kind to one another. The lights stay on, the coffee is warm, the builder is still building. The story continues. Oh! One more thing. The director's commentary remains open. Until next time.